13 and a half, 14-hour drive.
He's trying to...
Oh, shit. Good God. What the hell just happened? Holy crap. Did the front end fall out from under the truck? I don't know, but y'all hang around and let's check out this episode of The Trucker's Table and we'll find out. All right, let's get ready and watch that intro with the awesome Miss Erica Callahan singing my intro song. Thank you, Erica.
Robbie's got a gold watch, don't seem like a whole lot. After 30 years of driving up and down the interstate, but Robbie's had a good life, and Robbie's got a good wife.
Morning, morning, good morning. Exit, 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 exit this way. All right. Yeah, we're doing a drop and hook in Waco, Texas. And we're going to one of our old stomping grounds down around Lynn Haven, Panama City area to train, however you want to say it, T-R-A-N-E, air conditioning. And yeah, we used to pick up down there all the time, man. We used to do dropping hooks down there. You used to have to drop your empty trailer on the shoulder. It was like a dirt shoulder, you know, and there was always ruts and stuff like that. You're driving that in it, up and down in the ruts and stuff. And yeah, you drop your trailer there, and then you would go around and pick up your loaded, and the loadeds were always parked on concrete where you could get to them, you know. All right. I wonder which way this thing's got us going. Went ahead and got everything loaded into the GPSs. So we'll see how it has us going. I know it's 13 and a half, 14-hour drive.
He's trying to...
Oh, shit. Good God. I just dropped off into a damn gully. Holy moly. Yeah, that could have done some damage. I better get out and take a quick look at that. And damn, these roads are jacked up. And I can see it here, plain as day. There's a big ass hole on the shoulder. Well, not on the shoulder, it's on the actual damn road. And we just dropped right off into it, man. Good God. So I'm gonna get out and check real quick. I'll be right back. All right, well, I didn't see no damage. But man, that was crazy. It was about 1.5 feet into the road, the hole was. So it wasn't like I was running off the road. I was on the road. I just didn't see that big ass hole. Holy crap. It was like somebody took a bite out of the shoulder of the road. And I just realized something. Y'all ain't gonna be able to hear a damn thing I'm saying. Let me get my microphone on. There you go. Now you'll be able to hear me a little better. Hopefully. If not, we'll toss all this footage and start over. All right, so Mr. Garmin man wants me to go through Houston, Texas. And Google Maps wants me to go through Shreveport. So normally I would trust Garmin, but I don't trust Houston traffic. Man, let's see, it's 8 o'clock. I don't know, we get down there during the middle of the day. But if we go ahead, and I know it sounds stupid to go north to go back south, but we're not going that far north. And we're bypassing Dallas, and we're coming out in, I want to say we're coming out in, where's it at? Over near Tyler. And so I figure we got 2 8-hour drives in us, right? So what we'll do is, oh, there goes the Landstar. Let's chase him down. Coming to get you, Landstar. This is a nice big old W900. And oh, don't let me over. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, 2 8-hour drives should get us there, right? So you're saying, what the hell are you talking about? 2 8-hour drives? That's 16 hours. It shouldn't take you those 16 hours to get there. So what I mean by that is we can drive up to 8 hours without having to do a 30-minute break. So we'll try to drive as much as that 8 hours as we can, stop somewhere, do a 10-hour break, and then wherever we stop at, oh, there goes another Landstar. Wherever we stop at will put us less than 8 hours from the house. So we don't have to do any 30-minute breaks. Hopefully, we'll do our 10-hour break where we're stopping to get fuel. And hopefully, everything will look good. We'll be able to get Gear 4 this month. Yeah, that Gear 4, man, that's a game changer. When you do as much nighttime driving and you're going as much as I am from the house, man, that Gear 4 allows you to reserve parking spots, without having to pay it with a credit card or, debit card or something like that. You can pay for it using Ultra One credits. And that saves you a lot of money, and you don't have to worry about when you get there if you got a parking spot or not, because either you're going to be parking in a designated reserved spot or you're going to be parking in the fuel island, and if they don't like it, they can kiss my big fat butt. I reserved a spot. You should have saved my spot. I told you I was going to be here. That's why I reserved the spot. So I just don't understand why when the truck stops are packed and you see a reserved spot but you haven't paid for it, why don't you just go ahead and pay for it, because you need to park. There's nowhere to park. There's a spot right there. If you don't have the credits, you don't have the points, just pony up, pay the $20 and park. It's better than stealing the spot from somebody else. So we'll see. But I'm hoping to be home Thanksgiving morning. It's Wednesday morning now, the day before Thanksgiving. So I'm hoping to get home tomorrow morning, get to open all the turkey gifts. Have some turkey. Yeah, me and Teresa's just going to do Thanksgiving with me and her and the puppy dogs, which means they're going to eat good. They're going to eat so much damn turkey that they're going to be in a coma tomorrow night. Especially Ellie Mobelli. My Ellie Mobelli girl loves her some people food. How did we give her that name, Ellie Mobelli? Well, she got the name Ellie from Eleanor Bishop, the character on NCIS, from about, I don't know what, 5-6 years ago. There was an Eleanor Bishop. They called her Ellie. And I think Ducky was the only one that called her Eleanor. But yeah, when we first got Ellie, we were torn between two names. We were either going to name her Ellie or we were going to name her Kinsey. Kinsey would have been breaking tradition because Kinsey is a character on NCIS Los Angeles. But we liked the name. We thought about it seriously. But then we put it to a vote. Everybody on Facebook voted and they liked Ellie better. So Ellie was born. And be honest with you, Ellie is the only dog that we've ever owned that we got 100% free. No rehoming fee or anything like that, right? Just plain up, here you go, here's a free puppy dog. And she was given to us by Teresa's mother and Teresa's stepfather. And they had a dog named Reese, who they thought was fixed. Surprise! She was not fixed. And they had another boy dog named Bear, who was a beautiful, beautiful golden lab mix. He was so full of energy, man. Loved to play and jump around just like Ellie does now, And I wanted him so bad. I was hoping they'd give him to me, And didn't work out. I didn't get him. Uh, so I'm not going to go into more details about Bear because that's a sad story. But anyway, they had babies. And I think Ellie was like maybe the last one or second to last one that was they had left to give away. And Reese was a bulldog, something else mix. I don't know what the other was. Maybe Chow, bulldog Chow or something. And so Ellie is definitely, I guess you'd say a mutt. I don't know. She's got about 3 or 4 different brands, and but she is something special. She's got so much personality, and she's so smart. She was the first one to figure out the treat machine. And she's already the other ones have not figured out the pup cams. We got what we call pup cams around the house, right, and outside, so that I can watch the puppies, you know, and it's like therapy. I get to watch them play and, you know, run around in the yard and stuff like that, and it's good therapy for me. It keeps me from going insane, you know. I get to see my babies, and so she has figured out the pup cam because Daddy can talk to her through the pup cam. And she'll hear me talk, and she'll walk right over there and look right into the pup cam like, "What's up, Dad? What you doing? Where you at?" And then her next move is to the front living room to where the treat machine is, and I can talk to her and see her through the treat machine too. It's a dispenser that dispenses small treats. So usually after I talk to her a little bit in the camera, her next move is to go. She'll turn and look towards the other room, you know, like, I think I need to go in there and get some treats. So I'll switch over and talk to her from the camera in the other room, and she'll run in there, and, you know, I'm like, "Are you starving? Is my baby starving? Oh, my poor baby's starving. She ain't had a treat all day." Knowing Mama gave her some first thing in the morning, again in the middle of the day. She gets treats all the time, so she's spoiled rotten. But she knows when Daddy starts talking to her about stuff like that, she's going to get a treat. So I'll shoot her out a few little small treats, and she's all happy. Abby does not like the treat machine. The only time Abby will go in there and mess around with the treat machine is if you go in there. Like when we're going in there to load it up, she'll go in there then when you test it, make sure it's working, and she'll get some of the treats then. But if she hears it, because it makes a noise that they know, and they all have learned when you hear that noise to run to the treat machine. So, but Abby's the only one that won't go. The rest of them will run in there to the treat machine. Abby will run and jump in Teresa's lap to get some mama loving. So, yeah. High-tech redneck. Feeding my babies treats from 800 miles away. They were up this morning moving around, and they get excited when Teresa first gets up, and she lets them out and everything. And McGee, man, he's a dadgum kamikaze Chiquita nut. He goes outside first, right? He's always the first one out the door, and then he'll stand there, and when the rest of them comes out, he'll start spinning around in a circle and barking like crazy, snapping at them. And I'm like, "Stop it! Stop it. You Chiquita nut! What are you doing?" You know, he's scaring the other ones. You know, Abby's not scared. She's just irritated. And Ellie, I don't think Ellie's scared either, because she outweighs McGee by a good 35 pounds, 40 pounds. So she'll just sit on him. And Ducky, he can't hear, so it don't bother him. He just casually walks out, catches the first bush, and cuts loose on the first bush. uh, but yeah, they're a hoot and a half. Being able to talk to them and watching them play, man, that's good therapy. Makes you realize, hey, I'm out here trying to make a living so I can give my babies treats. Ellie keeps rooting for me to win the lottery because I told her that if we win the lottery, she can have filet mignon every day. uh, but nah, we feed them real good. They get top-notch food, and plus they get a lot of people food that they probably shouldn't get, but we don't give them anything that's unhealthy because we don't eat stuff that's that unhealthy, you know. Eat a lot of vegetables and a lot of meat, not a lot of carbs, starches. And they love vegetables, man. Oh, broccoli, celery, carrots, lettuce. They love the crunchy part of the lettuce, though. That white part that's all so crunchy, the stalk part down there. I love that the best. Bell pepper. So they get a lot of veggies. Yeah, you get in there and start making a salad, cutting up all those vegetables and stuff. Ellie, Belly, and Ducky are right there like, we're right here if you need us. If you drop anything, don't worry about it, we got it. The 5-second rule does not exist in this house. If it hits the floor, it's mine. Automatic dibs on anything that doesn't make it into the bowl. Man, these roads suck. Yeah, I spent the night last night in Hillsboro at the TA there. Nice, decent TA. And got a good night's sleep. We had some issues with some loads. Didn't really get a chance to do much videoing on it. I wish I'd done it in real time. So we had it lined up perfect. We were going to pick up in Alvin, Texas, which is the south side of Houston, run up to North Little Rock, deliver, and then pick up in Morrilton or something like that, Morrilton. Pick up there, right back to Waco. Waco, man. It was perfect. And then we were going to pick up today in Waco and head to the house for Thanksgiving. I had it set up perfect. So when I booked that first load, picking up in Alvin, the when he posted the load on the load board, it was for 40,000 pounds. So I get the rate con and I glance over it. I always do that. You would think as many times I've been burned by now, I would read it line by line, detail by detail. But I guess I just didn't notice it said 43,000 pounds. So I noticed it when I went to pick up, and I had to find the pickup number. I saw it then, and I was like, uh-oh, this might be a problem. So they loaded me, and I was like, maybe we can make it work. We'll see. I put it where I thought it would work out, weight-wise and everything. And so we have to drive a little ways down the road to get to a fuel stop that had CAT scale. Pull on the scale, get my weight, look at it. 34,860 on the drives. 33,860 on the trailer. So if I take even half off of the drives of the 860 down to 430, then that puts me over on the trailer. And so now you're already asking the question. I can hear you. Y'all didn't know that, did you? I can hear you asking questions. You're asking, well, Triple T, why don't you just move it up to your steer? Because you were only at 79,900. You could easily move it up to your steer, right? Well, some of you know this if you've paid attention to my channel. Some of you might not know it if you're new. My fifth wheel is all the way forward as far as it will go. There is no sliding the fifth wheel any far further. It is maxed out to the front. So as much as I would love to move 600, 700 pounds more to the steer, put me up to, like 11.9, somewhere in there, under the 12,000 mark, of course. I can't do it. It won't. It's not possible without remounting the fifth wheel. And then when you remount the fifth wheel, it's really going to be close to the back of the sleeper, a little bit closer than it needs to be. And I worry about it hitting my fairings and stuff like that. So I can only run about 11,200 max. So 11,200 pounds is about the most I've ever had on my steer. And so I'll explain to you the problem. The problem is my fuel tanks. My fuel tanks sit a good ways back. They're literally right up underneath my sleeper. And, so if I could move my fuel tanks up to where my battery box is and my toolbox, step box on the passenger side. Like if you've ever watched Grinding Gears, Shaman over there on his channel, look at his classic. His classic has the fuel tanks underneath the driver and passenger side door, which means the tanks are further forward, and so he can adjust his fifth wheel accordingly because he has all that extra weight on the front, the fuel tanks. Because see, what you guys don't realize, or maybe hadn't thought about, is the fuel tanks. That's, for me, that's at least 240 gallons, and even at 7 pounds to the gallon, that's over 1,500 or more, 1,600 pounds. That's a lot of weight, and so that extra 1,500 pounds or so, if it was moved further forward, I would be able to, carry more weight on my steer. But unfortunately, that's just not the case. And don't get me wrong, I like my fuel tanks where they are because I don't want my fuel tanks underneath my door. And you'll see why in the future. Because my plan is to eventually, once I get the motor rebuilt and all, that's one of the first things I want to try to replace is my battery box and my toolbox, step box on the passenger side. I want to replace those and put in Peterbilt boxes. And they just look so much better. And so that's what I want to do. So I told the agent, I said, look, there's no way I can slide the tandems that'll fix this problem. If I was empty and only had about an eighth of a tank of fuel, because I had about a half a tank of fuel, which is over 100 gallons, that's over 700 pounds. So if I had an eighth of a tank of fuel, I might have been at 34,500, maybe, somewhere in there. Maybe 34,400, somewhere in there. And then with the APU, you're allowed an extra 550 pounds. Now, I don't know if that 550 pounds is your total gross weight or if you could use that for axle weight. I need to do more research on that because I've looked and I haven't found an answer so far. But anyway, I had a half a tank of fuel, and if I was staying in Texas, it might have been one thing. But crossing state lines, going into Arkansas, overweight, I just wasn't going to do it. I can't get into any more trouble. One more boo-boo. And this, see you later. So, I told the agent, I said, look, they're going to have to take off, because I was hauling 50-pound bags stacked on a pallet. I want to say there was maybe 50 bags per pallet, 45, 50 bags per pallet. So each pallet weighed over 2,200 pounds. So there's 19 pallets. So all they would have had to done was take off at least 15 bags off the back. You know, if they take off 15 bags, that's what, 750 pounds? Then I could slide the tandems up a little bit more. That would have took the weight off the drives, and we would have been legal. And that would have put my gross weight from 79,900 down to 78,400, 78,500, somewhere in there. So I called him, let him know I'm coming, and I can't understand what the guy is saying. He has some kind of condition. I don't know if it's something to do with his jaws, his vocal cords. I just don't know what's going on, but there's something wrong with the guy. He has some type of medical condition where he can't talk clearly. And I could do a demonstration of what he sounds like, but if I do that, then somebody's going to say, oh, you're making fun of him. And I'm not making fun of him. I promise you, I'm not. I'm just saying, I couldn't understand him over the phone. I couldn't hardly understand him in person. I'd have to guess a couple of times at what he was saying. And he would say yeah or no. I was right. But imagine your jaws are wired shut. And you're trying to talk. You can't hardly talk because your jaws are wired shut. That's basically what it sounded like. But I don't think his jaws were wired shut. Pretty sure they would. But anyway, there's the exit for the TA in Hillsboro. IHOP, Burger King, all that good stuff.
You know I'm being sarcastic when I say Burger King good stuff, right? Oh man. Uh, and then right across the street is that blasphemous, god awful. I hate them. Giving them the middle finger as I'm going by, Pale Rider. I'm giving them the middle finger for me and Pale Rider and Daniel and every other trucker who can't go in there and get some of that good beef jerky or whatever it is they got. F you, Buc-ee's. You freaking suck. How do you get all that stuff in your store? A trucker brought it to you. But then how do you repay the trucker? Get the F off of our lot. We don't want you here. Alright, F you, Buc-ee's. F you. And if you have a trucker in your family, show a little love. Boycott Buc-ee's. Is it that important that you go in there and get your overpriced candy and jerky? You can go to Busy Bee and get more quality stuff. And they support truckers. F Buc-ee's. And if you're a trucker and you go to Buc-ee's, you're a traitor. You're the worst. Sorry, OT Rookie. Sorry, Sammy. Not sorry. I would not go there for no reason at all. And I understand there's some bad truckers out here that throw trash, piss bottles, all this crap on the floor and ground. And I understand that. And I understand that's probably why they're doing what they're doing. But why not, whoever does it, ban them from coming into your facility? Why do you have to punish everybody for the sins of one? That's like somebody kills somebody because they're drinking and driving, and then you outlaw alcohol in cars. That don't make sense. Anyway, sorry I got off on a tangent. Every time I see that freaking beaver, whatever the hell he is, I get belligerent. But let's see, where was I at? Ah, dang it. Give me a minute, I'm sure to come back to me. Oh, we're talking about sliding the tandems. Okay. That load. Okay, so anyway, so I get back over there, and he tells me, he goes, nah, they're not going to take any off. And I understood him enough to say, all or none. I kind of made that out from what he said. Carl's Corner, Old Petro. I want to say that's where Pale Rider and Anthony Blackbeard first met up. I'm not sure. If you're watching Pale Rider or Anthony, comment below and tell me if I'm right or wrong. Is that where y'all first met up? Or was it Daniel? I thought it was Anthony and them. At the Carl's Corner truck stop. Petro, maybe. Anyway, get back to what I was saying. He said all or nothing, more or less. And I said, all right, go ahead and unload the trailer then. You have to find somebody else to carry your freight. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to break the law and get in trouble hauling, because there's no way I was going to burn off 600 gallon or 600 pounds of fuel between Houston and the Arkansas-Texas state line. Oh, check out the pipes. He's got stovetop pipes. That's cool. Big old W9, 72-inch sleeper. What's up, brother? Got him an old school truck. That's crazy. My GPS is telling me 65, but we just saw the road sign that said 75. That's crazy. But So I called the agent. I said, hey man, I'm sorry, but they refused to take any weight off. And I said, I cannot haul this load and take a chance on getting busted by DOT. It's not worth the risk. He goes, I understand, no problem. He said, I'll post it back on the board and try to get it covered. And shoot, 30 minutes later, I'm sitting there looking for me another load to try to fill in going to Arkansas so I don't lose that load coming back to Waco, you know. So I'm trying to find something. I find 2 different loads going up there in that area. I call about both of them. Both of them are covered. And so I kept trying. And about 30 minutes or so later, here comes a Landstar truck pulling up. Well, we had gotten unloaded up in Houston that morning. And that guy was there. He pulled up and talked to me. He goes, hey, didn't I see you up in Houston this morning? I said, yeah, I was up there getting unloaded the same place you were. And he said, you picking up here? I said, no, just returning a load I couldn't haul because it was too heavy. I said, when you see that weight, and that's the crazy part. The weight that was on the bill of lading was 42,750 pounds. I will bet every dime I have, my house, my trucks, everything, that load, if you take it off pallet by pallet and weigh each pallet and add it up, it's going to be a minimum of 44,000 pounds. I'll bet everything I own on it. And I'll tell you, well, I guess I shouldn't do that because the trailer that I'm hauling could have been a super heavy trailer. You know, the way it was built, it could have been built heavy. I don't know. Maybe it could have. But I think what happened was they were counting 50 pounds of the content in each bag and adding that up and putting that down as the weight. So you got the weight of the paper bags, even with them empty, the pallets and all that, right? So right there you're looking at another probably 1,200 pounds, close to 1,200 pounds. So between 12 and 1,300. So you add that to the 42,750, bam, there's you 44,000 right there. And so I told that guy, I said, look, man, I said, whatever weight it says on the net, just add at least 1,000 pounds to it. That's how much you actually are carrying. I said, when I scaled out, I was 79,900. Now, subtract 42, just say 43. Subtract 43,000 from the 79,900. What does that leave? 36,900, right? 36,900. Are you going to tell me that my truck and trailer weigh almost 37,000 pounds? No, there's no freaking way. Even with a full tank of fuel, it wouldn't weigh no 37,000 pounds. I've run into this problem so many times before where the weight on the bill of lading isn't accurate. If I was smart and had been paying attention to what I was doing and not on the phone talking to Mr. Matthew Nomad Trucker Man, me and him was talking on the phone about it when I went back by the truck stop where I got the weight that said 79.9. I should have pulled on the scale right then and went ahead and got another empty weight and sent it to the agent so he could compare the two weights and so he could see how much he's actually getting paid or they're paying him to haul, instead of what they're saying they're hauling. But I didn't, it just slipped my mind. I didn't think about it. It would have been worth $5 to show him, how he's getting us and himself screwed over.
All right, people. This video is about to get real. I'm going through here, I'm doing my editing, and I'm thinking, holy crap. I can't make this into an hour-and-a-half long video. So I'm going to cut it off right here. And then we're going to pick it back up in the next video. And when we do, oh my God, I was listening to it and I was like, I can't believe I said that. The next video, I listened, like I said, I've already listened to it when I was going through doing the editing. I debated on whether to throw it out, not use it, or to use it, or maybe use it in a limited way where only certain people could see it, you know, if they follow me on YouTube or something. But I'm like, no, screw it. I'm going to say my piece. I'm going to say what I want to say and let the chips fall where they may. The next video is going to piss some people off. And one of them is my current employer. So I don't know what's going to happen. But come Christmas, I may be unemployed. I don't know. We'll find out in the next video after this one. So y'all come back and let's check it out. Woo, I can't believe I said all that. I was on a roll, baby, in this video. I couldn't believe what I was saying. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. Thank you guys so much for coming along, watching, liking, comment, subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please go down there and hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell, so you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Y'all stay safe. Don't stop. Don't give up. Keep moving forward. And always keep punching.
Keep punching.